I always think back to that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where Aunt Viv decides to go back to dance. So I have a challenge for us in 2026. Ashley, I want to see you hit a ballet routine. I don't know what my thing is. I'll figure it out. And Cody,
maybe she should do Aunt Viv. Ashley should do Aunt Viv.
Yes. And Cody, I want to see you sing the song.
That song?
Yes.
That's a big song.
I don't care. You're a big girl.
This is what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I have to figure it out. Girl, I've lost and found myself again. I'm finding myself.
What's up, y'all? It's Ashley.
It's Melody.
And Cody here. And you've tapped into
The Mama Stand.
Happy 2026, y'all. We back.
Let's hope it's happy.
2026?
Okay, so let me start by saying, first off, welcome to the Mama Stand. I'm Cody Elaine Oliver. I am a mama of 3 boys, Brooks, Aristotle, and Langston. Aristotle and Langston are 7-year-old twins. Okay. Because I have exciting things to say about the holiday.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I don't, because my kids were sick. There's that. There's my announcement for the holidays. Hi, 2026. This is Melanie Fiona. I am mom of 2. One is a boy. His name is Cameron.
That's true. Facts.
I didn't know where I was going with my thoughts. Clearly, this is how 2026 is starting. My eldest is Cameron. He's 9. He'll be 10 in March. And my love is officially 4. She had a birthday. And she's going on 37. So there's that.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. It is Ashley Chia here. I have 4 daughters. Amira, who is 16, soon to be 17. Zara is...
Crazy.
Azara is 9, Asia is almost 8, and Atalia's 4.
But can we just say, Amira just had her super cute Sweet 16 photo shoot and celebration, and how is she 17 already?
You know, I feel like I'm too young to have a 17-year-old, so there's that.
There's that.
I was a mom, but I wasn't, but I was. It's just early 20s. But it is actually 2 things. If I could go back in time, I would have had all my children in my 20s, just back to back. Because I would literally be 41 right now with grown kids. And I would be like, oh my God, in a couple years, I'm going to have my 40s. And then I could just live my life and just... So I think
here we are.
I think about a lot of things about how, like, when I was thinking over the holidays and I was looking at my kids and I'm like, oh my God, like Amira... It might not be home. Like, of course, she better come home for the holidays. But we all know how it is when you get in college and you're like, I think I'm going to stay on campus this year. So I was like, oh my God, is it just going to be 3 of them? And then I was just thinking about, oh my God, Tata might be by herself at some point. And I was like, I wish I would have had all of them close in age because Kyla was here. Kyla came and surprised Amir, and I had all my babies except for Kai Kai here. And I was like, oh my God, like, they're growing up, and it made me really sad. It did.
But you know what? You're also raising girls that are really close to each other and love each other. And so she probably will come home more than you think. But also when she doesn't, you know, your girls will be kind of happy to have you. And you know what I mean? Like there's something about like my kids love it when it's just one of them and me. As much as they love each other, they're just like, yes, like it's a little cray-cray.
I think they would enjoy that if it's not the holidays. My kids are very like traditional. Like they get mad if we don't repeat something that we did. Didn't we do this last year? And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, they're very like love a routine. But they also want to start going to the mountains. They were like, we don't have to do Christmas at home anymore. Let's go to the mountains or to
it.
Big Bear or something.
Yeah. They want to see some snow.
They want to have a Hallmark Christmas movie.
That's you. You trained them. Oh. We could all visit Melanie.
Come on, just move back. Everyone just move to the East Coast. Give your kids a different experience now. Just get it done. Amira will be closer to NYU. Let's just all make it happen.
Amira has been talking about going to USC or UCLA. I know.
I mean, yes, those are good schools.
I mean,
here's the thing.
I was looking forward to Amira being closer to Auntie Mel because how cute would it be for us to be in Soho shopping together? That's the first thing.
Oh my God.
Second thing is that it was just kind of like my subconscious plan that like if Amira comes, then surely the whole Chia clan will eventually as well.
Well, last night she said, I was like thinking about it and I don't know if I want to be that far away from my family.
Well,
Your plan has worked, Ashley. Congratulations.
yeah,
I
it
just loved
has.
her. I loved her. I just loved her. That was my plan. Just love her so much. She won't want to leave me. Wait, Cody, tell me about your holiday.
Okay, so what I was saying, first off, I want to manage everyone's expectations. It's
Oh,
nothing amazing, but for me, I had what I feel like was a really good reset. Like I was just really happy. We went to Fort Worth, Texas, where I'm from. We stayed in my mama's house. As y'all know, we move a lot right now, and also I realized like I don't. My one little explanation that I haven't given our Mama's Den community is that the last year has been the year of like your house will be done in 3 months. Your house will be done. So we keep picking these like short-term rentals and then getting stuck in a situation where we have to leave. That's why it keeps happening and why it's so frustrating. So we had to depart one at the end of December and then find another one, but it's Christmas and like what does that feel like? What does that look like? So we decided to go on a road trip, drive from LA to Texas, stay with my mom for what was supposed to be a week and ended up being almost two. Not even a week. It's supposed to be like 4 days and ended up being like almost 2 weeks through both Christmas and New Year's. And then came back to a new short term rental because no, seriously, our house is almost done, right? Okay, okay. Everyone cross your fingers, Mama's Den fam. So my point is that like I just had a really good time in Texas. It felt
oh,
easy. It felt like I'm living out of a suitcase, but for good reason. And I'm waking up every day to the bright sun in my mama's house, where she has huge windows and the kids are running around. My sister and my nephews came over every day. And I don't know if y'all saw me post about this, but my mother is 73. She just turned 73 on January 3rd. My sister's 47. I'm 42. My nephews are 17, 16, and 7. And I'm at a phase where when we're in the house together, my mother is like the big sister and we're all like, "Girl, what are you doing? Like, let's do this. Da, 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 da. Stop yelling at us. Why are you telling us what to do?" And then my sister is my sister and then my nephews are my little brothers. Like I'm
oh,
like similarly like, "Oh, that's what y'all do in high school, girls." Like we're just like it's just like a weird dynamic. That's
oh.
fun and I love it.
I'm so happy for you. That is literally how I feel when I go to Ohio. So I feel like I know exactly how you feel. And it is really, literally like a spiritual reset. Like you're just,
Yeah.
you get the best of your family too, because it's like the holiday. I think everybody's more chill, more
Mhm.
relaxed, and it's just fun. And everybody wants to have fun and wants to hang out. And it's not like regular everyday life. So
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
You deserve that, friend.
So I feel good coming back to LA.
I did not see my mom over the
Yeah.
holidays because
The
we had a flight
kids.
to go home, and because of a snowstorm, it canceled.
Oh, is that why? I thought it was
And
because they were sick.
no, there was a really bad snowstorm that happened in Toronto the day we were supposed to fly in, so they couldn't get the plane in. And then by the time that storm kind of slowed down, then there was a storm out here, and we couldn't take off. And so it was kind of like a series of unfortunate events. But like I said, my kids did get sick, and so maybe God was just like, "Listen, you don't need to be flying, you don't need to be around other
Yeah.
people. Like maybe you just need to bunker down and get better." But it did make me really sad because I was looking forward to, one of the reasons we did move back to the East Coast was that so that I could pop up and see my parents and spend more
Yeah.
time and they could see their grandkids. And, we had this big family dinner planned on the 27th. My brother, my nieces, my sister-in-law, my aunties, my uncles, everybody. So it was going to be everybody in the house. And
Hmm.
we were the only ones that weren't there. And I was very sad about it. And I'm still very sad about it. So the holidays did not look the way I thought they were going to look. So that's a bummer. But I
Yeah.
do know that there are still flights. We just don't have the time, like we had time without the kids being in school. So now it's just
Yeah.
going to have to be a quick weekend trip at some point, or
School isn't real.
or they miss 4 days of school and they just go see their grandparents because really, what are we doing
Because,
right
yeah, exactly. I
now?
love
What are we
that.
doing right now?
I'm always down to skip school.
But I really was thinking about the holidays this year, and a lot of content that kept coming up for me was the importance of moms and how moms
Hmm.
are truly the magic of the holidays. And even just hearing what you said, Cody, like you going to your mom's house in her windows with your children, it's like moms really do bring a magic that should never go
Hmm.
overlooked. Like,
Hmm.
I know every
Yeah.
household is different, but I know the magic is coming from me, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. I know all the gifts. I know what's on the list. I know where the wrapping paper is. I know what's for who and when it's for who. Like, I I am the magic of Christmas. I'm not denying myself of that anymore, like at all. Like that's not happening
Mm-hmm.
anymore. And God forbid it be for some magical white man that's coming down your chimney, and I got to sacrifice to not be the magic.
No, we
So,
we we basically forgot to put Santa's name on any gifts. Like
oh, I
it was
don't put
like,
Santa's
oh
Have
name
you
on.
ever
shoot.
done that?
They didn't notice. Yeah, we always put like one or two
Yeah.
so that they, because otherwise, what's the point of the elf?
No.
Here comes
There's
Ashley.
tradition.
Here comes
I
Ashley.
I understand, Ashley, but
Annual, annual,
we still give them
annual
more.
judgment.
Also,
Um,
Santa's not a white man in my house.
It
Okay.
does. Okay, I'm so glad that you
Santa's
let
not
me.
a white man. It's true. Santa's not. There's still a figure in a
But
statue that
Now
we have
you
is
know
black.
me, friend.
I want all of us as parents to not ever get comfortable giving other people credit for what we do. I am trying to get Black parents to stop giving other people credit for their hard work. I think it's more like I never believed in Santa, and Christmas is my favorite holiday. I watch every Hallmark Christmas movie. I believe in the Christmas magic. It's so special. But I think that a part of it made it special for me is knowing that I had a single mom and she always ended up getting us gifts, and that was what made it special because I was like, wow, look what my mom did. And I still like watch Santa movies. I don't know, I think I'm more just like, that's part of our children's problem now is that they don't, that everything is like mythical and magical in a way where there's like a lack of appreciation. And so I think it's more so like, this is special and magical because I'm decorating this tree with you guys and I'm making cookies with you and I'm working hard, but I still remember the gift that you wanted and I wrapped it and I stayed up late and like, this is how much I love you. And this, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that especially this year, this Christmas, I've really been trying to emphasize my children understanding how hard me and their dad work to make sure that they have the things that they need. And they need to be a little more appreciative of that. And I'm not giving nobody else credit for that at all.
So I think two things can be true. I fully support everything you're saying, but I also enjoy the fun of the Santa Claus myth as long as they'll have it. I think Brooks is 100% like, I'll take the Santa Claus gift, even though I don't think this guy is real. You know what I mean? And Aristotle and Langston are cute because Langston wanted to take a picture with Santa. Like, but also, y'all, we went to Angel, that chick Angel. She had a little holiday party, and we
Mm-hmm.
went over there, and she had this awesome black Santa come in, and the kids took pictures. And Langston goes, "That is not the real Santa." Like it's just funny to see what they think. We're not spending a bunch of time like telling them who Santa is or da 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 da.
Yeah.
He's just out there, and everybody talking about him, and it's kind of just a fun thing. But we give them gifts, more gifts than Santa. But one year, because I'd be forgetting, one year we actually made cookies for Santa. And so it's just fun to like
Teach
do
your kids
those
that some
things.
strange man's going to do a burglary or a home invasion
Listen,
and come in your
it's
house.
the
Ashley,
And
opposite. It's the
Ashley,
opposite.
just let the magic live. You love Disneyland, don't you?
yes, but I also know I love it because I know how much work goes into making it magical. I don't love it because I think it's a magical, real place. I just
Well,
love Disney. We went to Disney for 2 days before Christmas. It was
you
really amazing.
did. To each
Let them
her own as
let
far
them
as
kids
Santa.
believe in magic. It's not lies. Just let them believe in magic. And I think that that's the thing too. And I know we're not going to spend too much more time on this, but it's true that like Cam is at the age now where I see him like he's more fixated on the Santa idea than Kaya is. Even though
Wow.
she's just like, oh yeah, Santa, cool, cool, but like where the gifts at? And he's just like, can we look at Santa on the Santa tracker? And but this year he looked at us like in a way like where he's looking to see if we're going to be
Right.
like,
Can we?
can we?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's really interesting. So he's always like, oh, Santa? Okay. So like I know that he's just going along with the magic of things. And we said to him, we're like, Jared and I officially said, we're like, I think it's time that we let him in on the idea of the magic of Santa and to keep that alive in a magical way,
Yeah.
not in a we
Yeah.
giving credit to somebody else kind of way, in the magic of Christmas Santa way, just like Ashley, how you like watching Santa movies for Kaya for a little bit longer. I think it's cute, and I think that that's like the thing. Everybody's always like, "What are you gonna do if your kid's like, hey, you've been lying to me as a parent?" And it's just like, no, it's really just parents. This is parents' magic. That's
See,
what we're
that's
doing.
how I was as a kid, and maybe that's my processing. I would be so. My mom never told me to believe in Santa, and I'm so glad she didn't, because I still to this day would not trust her. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm
Damn.
like, you lie way too well. You lied to
That
me
one
for
story
solid
would take
8
you out.
No, that listen, I told you I don't like liars because I will never trust you again. I'm gonna think about every time you lied to me and how you was smiling and lying. And no, my kids know. I don't lie. I'm like, it's not real, but it's fun to pretend. And that's how we were at
And
Disney.
that's
Listen,
exactly.
That's
It's
when
not
hilarious.
I
lying.
touched that
It's
space at Disney, she was like, she was just, it was
Aw.
did you
so,
tell her there was a girl named Sarah in Minnie Mouse's costume?
yes,
No.
yes.
You
I was
did?
like, yes, she was like, there's, and I was like, yes, somebody's inside of there. Like when we do Halloween and we
So
dress up,
you
she was like,
make
oh,
an
that's cool.
intentional effort to remove the magic.
She said, I don't lie to my kids. She said, Mommy, is that a real, who was it? She was like, is that a real Princess Tiana? And I was like, well, Princess Tiana's a cartoon. She's fake. I was like, but somebody comes and dresses up as her and they pretend to be her and it's fun. I was like, remember how your sisters dressed up as princesses for Halloween? And she was like, oh, that's cool. Listen, my children have my brain. They still think it's magical and cool and fun. It didn't take away from anything. They were like, they just want to know, like they want to understand what's
I
happening.
I
That's how they probably.
appreciate that she asked and you answered.
I
It's
didn't just come
different,
in
I
there like
think.
this.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's
Mm,
crazy. No.
sounds like you would, friend. But wait, speaking of Disney, so part of the reason we're gathered here today, or one of the things that I, am so excited to share with you guys, like going back to the Disney Destiny cruise in November, and just how kind and wonderful Disney has been to us. And I know they helped you make sure your whole family got to go in
They
December.
did. No,
And
no.
so y'all, we talked a little bit about how Disney has two live shows on the Destiny cruise. They have Hercules and they have Frozen. And it was cool because it was the same cast both nights. I didn't understand that until I watched it, but they're like playing different
Oh,
roles. So these people
oh,
are incredibly talented. And Hercules was bomb diggity. They were both great, but Hercules was bomb diggity because it was like super
bomb
black.
diggity.
No, I mean I'm telling. Okay, well I can't say bomb diggity.
You can
Well,
say
it
whatever you
was. It
Girl,
was.
if you want to take it back to 1996, we can say bomb diggity girl.
want. Bomb
Bomb
diggity.
it
No,
it was
now.
bomb ziggity because it was super black. The music was like, it was kind of like gospel, like the music was fire. And
Yeah.
the star of Hercules is Corey J. Bradford. Now I
Ooh,
know him, y'all know him from these viral videos that he was doing mostly during the pandemic. He's so funny.
so funny. I was just
So
watching another
funny.
one yesterday. His Beyonce ones get me every time. So good.
So good. And he also is like a trained actor and singer. Like this, he
Oh
was doing
wow.
that to keep himself busy and have a good time during the pandemic.
Oh.
So I was able to sit down with him and talk to him about starring as Hercules, and it
Mhm.
was a lot of fun. So we're gonna share that with our audience now, and then I would love to hear y'all's thoughts because he said a lot of cool stuff about how his family poured into him. So take it away, video or audio, wherever y'all are listening
Or watching.
or watching. So jumping right in. So
Yeah.
we start the Mama Sin podcast by a little rhyme. I mean, it's not fancy, but I say, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mama's Den podcast.
Sing.
Okay, there's a little bit in there. Okay, there's a little bit. Like you, and I don't get to talk about it much, I was a little bit of a theater kid.
Really?
Yes.
When'd you-
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
Uh-huh.
So I was in The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
At Casa Manana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And I did Aladdin at school.
Mhm.
So I mean, not super deep,
Yeah.
but
But you know how to get up on the stage.
I did a little bit of it.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, we are the Mama's Den. We have 9 kids between us, and we really talk about everybody in the village of raising children. So I am here on the Disney Destiny cruise, and
Yep.
I was told that Corey J. Bradford is starring as Hercules. And when they told me that, I'm like, I know this name. First off, a lot of us know you as the brother with the
Yeah.
hilarious viral
front of the
videos
TV, yeah.
to the tune of
Yeah.
millions of likes and views. Give me a little bit of how we got here to Hercules.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because I know a lot of people know me from that, and then now this is what I'm currently involved in. But what's so funny is I've been doing theater since I was 6 years old. So like you,
In North
in
Carolina.
North Carolina, yep. small town in North Carolina, Elizabeth City. I started, doing theater. I saw High School Musical, Cheetah Girls, The Wizard of Oz, and all these, movies that we know and love that sparked so many other people in this field, in this industry. And started there, and I just, did the same thing through middle school, high school, went to college for it in New York, and then ultimately I actually started with Disney Cruise Line back in 2018. So I've been with the company for a minute. But when COVID happened, I was like, I really wanted to, start making a splash in the social media sector of this is also entertainment. It's also a form
It's
of
a marketing
creativity.
tool, yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
definitely a marketing tool, and there's so many different avenues that you can use social media for, whatever that may be for you. And so then I remember one day I was just like, I wanted to keep content coming out. I wanted to keep stuff coming, but I didn't film anything. And so I was like, let me just sit in front of the TV. I don't know where the idea came from. It must have been a sign from God.
Yeah.
It's something. But it was just like, let me sit in front of the TV and start acting out these videos that I love myself. And I remember I put it on my close friends at one point in Instagram, and then I was just like, oh, I need something to post. So I posted it, and the rest is history, and people started loving it more and more. And at the time that we were in, the dark time that people were going through, losing family members, losing loved ones, I remember I just got the outpouring of people saying, Corey, your stuff means so much to me. Your stuff, brought me joy, brought me this, 10 to 30 seconds of laughter. And I remember at one point, I was tired of doing them, to be completely honest with you, just because I didn't have a team. It was just me in front of the camera, 3 hours just trying to get this stuff right, because I got a little bit of a standard for myself. But I just, I knew the product that I wanted to give, and so that kept me going. And so now, we're out of that time, and that social media kept up, but then this came about, and I was like, I'm familiar with the company, I love the movie, and I had to be a part of this. I didn't know I would be a part of it as Hercules, but God had more in store for me.
I know that's right.
My future had more in store for me, and I felt a bit of a pull to do this and see how far I could go in this. And I mean, just now that we're here, I'm still pinching myself. So a little bit of a long-winded answer, but
that's all right. No, that's perfect.
I want to give you,
the way I look at it is that we find ourselves in places and times where we have to, I don't want to say reinvent, but kind of reimagine, like, what does pursuing my passion look like? And when we're stuck in a box at home, and we don't know what the future holds in terms of when we're going to get out of it, because we all experienced that version of the pandemic, and you were able to create something that really is, because I still go back to these videos, is and was meaningful, that made people smile at a time where it was very difficult.
Hard to do that, most definitely.
So I love that for you. And I love that now you're here starring as Hercules. And so, all right, so I have 3 littles. The mamas, we got 9 between us. Hercules has not been a film that my kids have seen yet, but we're going to see you tonight. So tell me a little bit about the character and how you resonate with Hercules.
Well, it doesn't take me much to connect with him. Obviously, I'm not fighting dragons and cyclops and these mythical beings, but I think we all can relate with having these obstacles and challenges that are laid in front of us that we don't know how we're going to defeat this, how we're going to see this thing through.
Especially in 2025. Okay.
Especially in 2025, and this story with the layer of also being a Black man, it is such a story that I feel like we can relate to as a people, of having these obstacles put up that we don't know, we didn't ask for this stuff, to be put up against us, but here we are.
Right.
How are we going to see this through? How are we going to overcome this? And that's his journey, where, people see me as this, they put me in this box, I come from this place. I also come from a small town, where you have that small town mindset, that limiting mindset. People say you're going to only go this far, and that's all we see for you. And it's like, well, no, I see more for myself, and that's my vision. That was never meant for you to see for me. It's taking that leap of faith, taking that step and saying, no, I know I can do this. I know what my purpose is and where it lies. And sometimes it lies outside of where you started. And so now coming back into the story, I only hope that, my story is conveyed to the audience, because I want it to be a mirror for the audience to look at yourself and say, well, what's my authenticity? Who am I? When have I been told no and have been the only person to tell myself, yes, I can do this. I can go that far and maybe even further than I even thought. Like I said, I wanted, to be a part of this, and I got more than I could have imagined. So my story is only a testament to so many other, especially Black boys, because this is young Corey talking, these are dreams that I've had for myself that I'm currently living in. And so it's to anyone, whatever it may be, not even just theater, but whatever your passion is, whatever your calling is while you're on this earth, that is a reason to keep going no matter what people say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Corey, as as the mama's den, right, and as a mom of 3 boys, I always think about, like, how do I raise a Corey J. Bradford?
Oh gosh.
Like, who are the people who have inspired you in your family? Who are the people who have taken care of you and brought you to who you are right now?
Oh gosh, I would be a horrible person if I did not say my mother. My mother. She's no longer with us, but she raised in just such, with what she had and with what she could do, she did it, and she did it tenfold, even when she didn't have the means to do it. Driving me to rehearsals 2 hours away to get me the best training. Originally she wanted me to be a basketball player and a football star, be big in sports, but then she saw, wait, his element, his purpose lies in theater, lies in music, lies in dance, lies in this creative world. I can't, that's not me. I can't interfere with that. And so to get that support from her, especially when a lot of other Black boys at my time were playing sports and doing all these other things, and feeling a little just different. That support from her, even when she didn't know how, she didn't know anything about the industry.
Do you remember, like, did you have to convince her, or did she just see you?
I think she saw it before I even do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it is as a mother, as a parent, but you see your kids, you know kind of the avenue they're gonna take.
Yeah.
And it seems like kind of like when I came to the brink of, hey mom, I want to do this, I already know. I'm already on it. We got your audition here.
Get on board or get in the way. And your mama said.
And she said, and now I do this show in honor of her. I do the show in honor of my father as well. Both of my parents and my family, honestly, I just come from such a good, supportive and loving family, and that's not lost on me because not everyone has that. And I know that I would not be here if it weren't for the endless car rides to rehearsals and I'll pay for your flight up to New York for this audition for this one, like stuff like that. You don't have that support. Not everyone has that support, and so to have that and to be where I am today, I only ask that for parents who see their children and their children's dreams and them in their elements, support that and nurture that, because you don't know how far that they can go. And now that I'm sitting here today, I'm in hindsight, so grateful for my upbringing and the support and love I had.
I'm over here beaming. I got 3 kids. I have to talk to you about something that you've shared on social media about the duality of soft and strong as a Black man. So I'm raising 3. I have twins that are 7 and a 9-year-old. So talk to me about what that means to you.
Yeah, I actually started that whole journey doing Pilates.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, soft and strong and Pilates, been there.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it is one thing that will break you down, but you gotta look so composed while doing it.
Yeah.
And it made me think just outside of that, my whole philosophy, just like how I can move through this life, being a kind being, being approachable, being a loving person, because we don't have a lot of that from time to time, but also knowing that I can hold up boundaries, that I can stand as a man and know that my masculinity, femininity is not in attack or it's not fragile. I am firm in who I am, and it's all a matter of knowing that, like, self-actualization, I am who I am, and we contain multitudes.
Yeah.
and knowing that soft is not a weakness, being strong is not crazy dominant,
Yeah.
this like big force. They can coexist, and actually probably were meant to
Yeah.
coexist. And that, I think, is what really makes, kind of the colors of who I am. And I, as black boys were told, be strong, man up, all these things,
Not anymore,
through
child. I
life.
don't say that
Yeah,
to my kids.
yeah. But it's like, no, but then you're stripping me of humanity.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm a human first.
Yeah.
And I think that we all need to be in touch with the fullness
Yeah.
of who we are in our humanness.
Yeah.
And those two things really kind of bridge that gap, that stuff like sometimes we can miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you, Corey.
I
I'm
appreciate you too,
so
Cody.
excited to see the show tonight
Yeah, I'm
and
excited
for my
for you to
kids to
see
see
it.
it.
Yeah.
So thank you for sitting down with the Mama's Den.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yay! Thank you, Corey.
Loved it.
I love that conversation. I also think it's really beautiful. One, I just loved what he said about being a representation of a dynamic young black boy that's not just, he was very, what I found really interesting too is his focus on how his family and his mother, originally were like, you should be an athlete. And his interests and his talents and his expertise were clearly showing up in the arts. And as parents, I think it's so important that you really see who your children are, and not necessarily like a vision of who you want them to be, but you see
That
them for
part.
who they are, and you put them in spaces to be able to explore and cultivate that part. And I just thought that it was so beautiful, and it really makes me think about Cam, because Cam plays sports. He's kind of naturally good at everything, like as far as athletic ability or whatever. But when I see his creative mind, I always think about it. When I've seen him in productions, I'm always like, Cam, you should be doing musical theater. And it's interesting because when we moved here at his new school, there was a musical theater production. And I said to him, Cam, you gotta go out for that. And he was like, no. And
Aw.
and I felt really sad. I was like, why? Why, Cam, you love to sing and dance. And then I thought about it, and I think just I felt more responsible because I felt like it was enough change, and I felt like he wasn't prepared to step in comfortably. And
Yeah,
now
that's
I'm
fair.
sitting there being like, no, next year I'm actually forcing you to do this. And
Good.
I've also seen a lot of content. I don't know if you guys have come across this, where there's a lot of people that are like, there is so much value in seeing who your children are and not giving them the option to say, I don't want to do it. I don't want, like, forcing your kids to go do something that is actually can ignite the passion of who they are inside. It's almost your job and your responsibility and a priority to put your kids, like, make them go do the thing. And so next year or in the summer, I want to put him in some sort of theater camp,
I
to
love
remind
it.
him like, you actually do love this and you light up when you do it. And so I really, that's why Corey's conversation was just so beautiful. And I wish I caught the show, but I was on the cruise. Sorry, y'all.
Girl, that's okay. You can still get tickets. Disney Destiny is sailing. But can I just say something about that I think about with Cameron too? I think a lot about last year, I guess it was 24, when he was going to sing Benson Boone at school. And then he got sick. And first off, I was very excited. I'm very much looking forward to that. But also, it reminded me, and I don't know if this is his experience or feeling. When I was in college, so y'all, I did musical theater growing up. When I was in college, I was going to go out for Miss Howard. And with Miss Howard, you have to do a performance of some kind. I could have done a monologue or whatever. I was going to sing When You're Good to Mama from Chicago, which, if you know that song, is like a very, very big
Wow,
song.
Cody.
But I got sick. Like, I was working with a vocal coach and all of that, and I got sick, and I just was not, like, I could not do, I was not confident. I was like, this just ain't the thing, right? Because it's not like I sing all the time. It's like I was preparing myself for that moment. And I do wish that, I mean, I can't necessarily change what happened. I do wish maybe I had tried the next year or whatever, but I think not doing that hurt me in a confidence place of like, what if? And so I don't know if any of that could have impacted him.
Sorry, not even to answer the question. Now I just have a whole brainstorm now, because I think sitting here with the three of you, we have all led so many different lives of who we were before having children. I think the core of who we are inside. And I shared this video recently of this woman who was like, in my 40s, I got depressed, and then I started figure skating. And then
Oh, I
she
saw
went and
that.
started doing competition at like 47, 49 years old, winning competitions. And we all were like, ugh, crying in the comments, right? Because I think we all have that moment. And I always think back to that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where Aunt Viv decides to go back to dance. So I have a challenge for us in 2026. Ashley, I want to see you hit a ballet routine. I don't know what my thing is. I'll figure it out. And Cody, I
Maybe
want to
she
see you
should
sing
do
that
Aunt
song.
Viv. Ashley should do Aunt Viv.
Yes. And Cody, I want to see you sing the song.
That song?
Yes.
That's a big song.
I don't care. You're a big girl.
This is
You're
big.
big
So
girl.
what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I have to figure it out. Girl, I've lost and found myself again. I'm finding myself. But
So listen, no, it's interesting that you say that, because one of the things Dro and I always say is we wish our parents would have pushed us, because my parents were very kind, but they were very willing to let me quit something in a heartbeat. Oh, that's okay, baby. You don't want to do that. And I love them because they supported me, and maybe that's why I'm here today and I would be somewhere else. But I wish that they would have been like, no, you got to keep going. Because even with Amira, it's so interesting. So me and her had a conversation in the kitchen the other day, and we were talking about dance. And I was showing her all these pictures from when she used to dance. And she was like, it made me feel bad for 5 seconds. She said, do you know the only time that you've ever not told me I was good at something is when I was dancing? And I was like, huh? And she was like, you told me that I wasn't that great. And I was like, I know. I was like, I said it on a podcast too. I said, that's probably my one parental regret, is that I like put that on you because it didn't give you space to get better. And I said, you know what's even crazier? You stopped dancing when you were 5 years old. And I was like, that is not old enough to be great at anything. And I was like, so we had this whole conversation about how, number one, she's always so good at things that when she did dance and she didn't just super excel immediately, that I was like, oh yeah, you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? And then she got in karate and she excelled. And I was like, yeah, see, you're really good at this. So it's kind of like almost programming her to do the things that she's really good at, and the things that she's not really good at, like she doesn't have to do them. And so I was like, we had this talk. I was like, I really wish that I never did that, and that I would have made you stay and dance. I said, and not because you were meant to be this famous dancer, but because every video that I have of her from her childhood, she is dancing and making up dances and singing, and she genuinely enjoyed dancing. I said, there's so many other dances. I could have put you in hip hop. I could have put you in musical theater. It didn't have to be ballet. She was only in ballet, and then she did some African dance. And I was like, so that is like one of my biggest, like, I consider like parental failures. I think everybody has something that they're like, if I could go back in time, I would change this. But I did talk to her about, I was like, Misty Copeland didn't start doing ballet till she was 13. And there's so many other people that were 16, 17 years old that started dancing. And I was like, so for you, I was like, I want you to take a dance class. And I was like, and I will take it with you. We're going to take dance together. I was like, I'll get back into it. And I said, I just want you to feel confident in your body, feel confident moving. She loves theater. She loves acting. And I was like, just having that ability and that understanding and that trust of yourself. But yes, it's really important to push your children to do something that they may not be good at. Like, say they're in a sport and you're looking like, oh my God, Tommy might not be good at baseball. It doesn't matter. Make him do the whole season. Make him do it until he gets a little better. Even if you all realize as a family, like, he's never going to play baseball. It's not the point. It's the point of having him start something and they're not great at it, finishing it and getting a little better. Because quite honestly, that's all that it's about, is just teaching your mind and your body that you can get a little better at something. You don't have to be a professional at anything. It's just not quitting because you're not great in that moment. So,
and it also
I
helps
agree.
them.
Let's all do something new. I mean, I already started taking ballet last year, but I'm about to like really, I didn't say anything. I didn't want I felt like there was pressure if I told people. They were like, let me see, and it's like such an insecurity of mine to not be back where I was. B, I really haven't danced since my sister died, for real. And so, like, I took dance classes after she passed away, but I was still grieving, and then I went to therapy and I just stopped dancing. And I think that it's a lot for me. So I need to like deal with it privately because it's very emotional, and then share with the world. But yes, I'm going to take classes with Amira.
And that's cute. Well, I agree with you too on making your kids do things. And it also helps them realize what they do like. Because then once they've done it, they can articulate, no, I really, really don't like that. And here's what I do love. And I think that that's really important. And I just appreciate, you know, two things about Corey J. Bradford. Like one is just how he recognized his own talents, did what his family wanted him to do, but when his mom saw his true love was the arts and really just poured into him, that was a gift to me to hear that. And also recognizing all the times family members, like he said, like paid for him to fly to New York or do some audition or whatever. Like we really have to be a community and a village for our children on their passions. And the other thing too, and even kind of to what you're talking about, Ashley, of dancing now, like the other thing, it was a lesson in like doing what you love at any age, at any stage, even if it's not like your main thing. Because, his pivot in the pandemic of like doing those videos, like gave people joy. They were very funny. They showed talent. And he still is a great singer and actor and able to be on stage or on a boat stage. Oh, on a ship stage. And it's just a reminder, like, don't worry about being put in a box. Grown-ups, kids, whatever, don't worry about being put in a box. Do things that you love, do them to the best of your ability. And like, look, 2026 for me is all about joy. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is. It's about joy. I think that we all have really smart children. Number one, the three of us have incredibly intelligent children that have surpassed maybe some stereotypical standards of their ages and what should be their abilities. I think because of that, sometimes I think we could put an imaginary pressure on our children and not even realize it, because once your children show you their level of intelligence, that expectation level goes right there. And so it doesn't leave a lot of room for error or for mistakes or for them to do anything not that great. And the reality is that Brooks can be super smart engineer, whatever, maybe one day, I don't know, go to the moon, but he might not be that great of a soccer player. But like allowing him to be a great engineer and a mediocre soccer player. Do you know what I mean? And allowing Amira to be super intelligent in school, and maybe she will be an amazing dancer, or she could just be mediocre dancer, doesn't matter. But like, that's okay. Like they literally don't have to be great at every single thing that they do. And they're not going to be,
Yeah. And it's also about learning. Like, because she could be a mediocre dancer who, what is Amira now? Almost 17. When she's 27 and gets some role as an actor where they're like, hey, can you dance? And she's like, a little bit.
You hit this quick eight count. She's like, yep.
Yep. Got it.
But she wants to go on Broadway. So it's like she can start dancing now and develop those skills and be 22 and get a Broadway role. And you know what I mean? And be like, I actually do have a dance ability. I can kick that high.
So what I'm hearing is she's going to end up in New York anyways.
Probably.
Full circle.
All roads lead to New York.
All roads lead to us all being together. Yay!
Love it. Well, y'all. Yes. Now I'm just excited for Amira's life. We got 17, we got college wherever she ends up, and then we're gonna be in New York on Broadway. I'm very excited.
I might see her there. Maybe I'll end up on Broadway too.
Oh, maybe you'll be together.
Maybe this year is the beginning of your Broadway life.
Mel, can you imagine how crazy that would be if you and Amira were like in a Broadway play together?
Let's manifest it.
Playing sisters.
Let's write it.
Like a sister.
I'll be the big sister. The big sister.
This is amazing. I'm happy for everybody. I am.
Yeah.
I feel like what you just said, Cody, is like getting excited about our children's lives makes me excited about mine too, because it's like there's just so much more life to live, and there's so many different ways that we can exist, and we can be somebody different for the next 10 years and another 10 years and another 10 years, and the possibility is endless.
Yep. Love it. Mama's Den fam, take that message with you. In addition, if you feel so inclined, go on and look up the Disney Destiny Cruise and get some tickets for your whole family. But before you do that, make sure you are following the Mama's Den podcast on every platform. Follow, subscribe, like, leave comments, rate, review, send us love notes at podcasts with an S at blacklove.com. And Mondays, we are here. We ain't going nowhere.
Mama's Den
Yeah.
Mondays, we back. Happy 2026.